Have you ever felt like your dreams are just out of reach? Like no matter how much you want something, the world around you makes it hard to keep going. You're not alone. Fighting for your dream is never easy. It takes more than hope or wishful thinking. It takes real effort, every single day. And here's the truth. Nobody else will fight for your dream like you can. No one will wake up every morning with the same passion and push that you have inside you. This book is about taking control of your life and your future. It's about learning how to keep moving forward, even when doubt creeps in. It's about building habits that support your goals and holding yourself responsible for the choices that shape your path. You'll discover how to stand firm when people doubt you, how to grow confidence by stepping outside your comfort zone, and how to protect your dreams from negative voices. You'll learn how to focus your mind on what really matters, long-term success, and how to outwork every excuse standing in your way. Most importantly, you'll see how small daily actions add up to big changes. What if waking up just a little earlier, or taking one extra step each day, could bring your dream closer? This isn't about luck or waiting for the perfect moment. It's about choosing to fight for what you want now, with everything you have. Are you ready to take that first step? Let's start this journey together and make your dream a reality. Chapter 1. Claim your dream today and stop waiting for permission. There is a moment in life when you realize that no one is coming to save you. No one is going to knock on your door, hand you a map and say, "Here is your dream, here is the perfect timing, here is your big chance." It does not happen like that. Not for anyone. The people who get what they want out of life are the ones who decide they are done waiting. They claim their dream and commit to it fully, knowing that nobody will give them permission to start. And once you make that decision, everything changes. You stop looking for validation. You stop hoping for approval. You stop asking, "Is it okay if I go after this?" You begin to understand that the only permission you ever needed was your own. Most people are stuck because they are afraid to start. They're waiting for a green light that never comes. They're afraid they're not ready, afraid they're not qualified, afraid of being judged, afraid of failing. So they stay quiet. They hold back. They tell themselves the timing is off, or that they'll try later when things are more secure, when life calms down, when someone tells them it's a good idea. But that day never arrives. And deep down, they know it. They know they're postponing their own life. And the cost of that is not just missed opportunities. It's a slow erosion of confidence, identity and purpose. When you keep waiting for someone to choose you, you're sending a message to yourself that you are not enough, that your dream doesn't matter until someone else agrees with it, and the longer you wait, the more distant that dream begins to feel. What's important to understand is that no one sees your vision like you do. No one feels it in their bones like you do. No one lies awake at night thinking about the life you want to build. That is yours alone. That is your responsibility. And because of that, no one will fight for it the way you can. That's not a reason to feel alone. That's a reason to take ownership. Because once you do, you stop looking around and start looking within. You stop hoping someone will believe in you and start becoming someone who believes in themselves so deeply that you can't be shaken. The first and most powerful step in creating any life worth living is deciding that it belongs to you. This isn't a small mental shift. It's a total change in how you approach everything. It means you no longer play the role of the person waiting in line. You stop asking what others think and start listening to what you know. You stop hesitating and start building. You understand that there is no guarantee of success, but there is a guarantee of regret if you never try. People don't regret failing. They regret not starting. They regret the years they spent holding back. They regret staying quiet when they had something to say. They regret watching others pass them by, not because they were more talented, but because they had the courage to begin. And that is something you can do today. You can claim your dream by saying, "This is what I want, and I'm not going to shrink myself anymore to make other people comfortable." You don't need to ask for approval. You don't need to justify it. It is your dream. That is reason enough. One of the hardest truths you have to face is that if you don't fight for your dream, no one else will. Not because they don't care about you, but because they're too busy trying to figure out their own life. People are wrapped up in their own problems, their own fears, their own plans. If you wait for them to push you, you'll wait forever. If you want support, you have to start walking first. You have to show people that you are serious, then they'll follow. But the first move, that's yours. You might be thinking, "But what if I'm not ready?" The truth is, no one is ever fully ready. Readiness is a decision, not a feeling. If you wait to feel ready, you'll miss your whole life. Instead, take one step. Start small. But start now. Pick something you've been putting off. Maybe it's applying for a program. Maybe it's launching a project. Maybe it's writing that first sentence, making that phone call, or registering that domain name. Whatever it is, stop negotiating with your dream. Just begin. Let the world adjust to your boldness. When you claim your dream, you will feel resistance. Doubt will show up. People may criticize you. Some may even try to talk you out of it, not because they want to hurt you, but because your courage exposes their fear. They don't understand why you would take a risk when comfort is right there. But they don't live in your heart. They don't know what you know. Your life was not meant to be predictable. It was meant to be lived with fire and meaning. And sometimes that fire will make others uncomfortable. That's okay. That's part of what happens when you rise. What matters is that you don't stop. You don't quiet yourself to make others feel safe. You don't delay your dream to fit into a timeline that makes everyone else feel better. You walk your path fully. You own your direction. You give yourself permission again and again, even when doubt creeps in. Especially when it does. You don't owe anyone an explanation for wanting more. You don't need to prove that your dream is worthy. What matters is that it matters to you. What matters is that you can look in the mirror and know that you're giving your life a real chance. That you're not hiding. That you're not pretending. That you're not playing small just to avoid judgment. There is a power that comes from moving forward even when you're unsure. There is strength in showing up for yourself before anyone else does. And there is clarity that comes from doing the work, not in your head, but in the real world. Start building. Take that dream out of your imagination and bring it into the physical world. Write the words, make the plan, build the schedule, set the alarm, clear the space. Do something that shows you are serious. And then do it again tomorrow. Consistency is what turns a dream into a life. The people who succeed are not always the smartest or most talented. They are the ones who refuse to quit. They are the ones who keep going when it gets hard. They are the ones who understand that permission is not something you wait for. It's something you declare. When you start to live this way, everything shifts. You feel stronger because you're no longer negotiating your value. You feel more alive because you're no longer numb. You feel purpose, not because everything is perfect, but because you're finally honoring what you know is true inside. You start to attract new people, new opportunities, new energy, because the world responds to people who are walking in alignment with their truth. This isn't about arrogance, it's about authenticity. It's about standing in your life with open eyes and steady hands and saying, "This is what I want and I'm willing to fight for it." Not in an angry way, not in a desperate way, but in a focused, committed way, in a disciplined, grounded way. You show up each day with the quiet confidence that you are building something real, even if no one else can see it yet. Because you know, and that's enough. There will be days when you question yourself, days when the progress feels slow, days when you wonder if it's worth it. That's normal. That's part of the process. But what matters most is that you don't give up on yourself. You don't trade your dream for comfort. You don't shrink your life to avoid discomfort. You stay the course. You adjust. You learn. You keep going. The truth is, claiming your dream is not a one-time decision. It's something you do again and again. Every time you face resistance, you recommit. Every time you get discouraged, you remind yourself why you started. Every time you feel like hiding, you choose to show up instead. That's the difference between people who try and people who change their lives. One group hopes, the other group decides. Your dream will not come find you. It will not fight for you. It will wait quietly until you choose it. And when you do, it will demand everything from you, but it will also give you everything you've been searching for, not just the outcome, but the growth, the clarity, the strength, the deep sense of purpose that only comes when you are living in alignment with who you really are. This is your moment to stop waiting. This is your chance to decide. You don't need more time. You don't need more proof. You don't need more permission. You need one thing: courage. Courage to begin. Courage to believe in your vision. Courage to keep going even when it's hard. The kind of courage that turns a quiet dream into a real life, and you already have it. All of it. Right now, so use it. Fight for your dream. Because nobody else will. Chapter 2. Push through doubt by taking action every single day. Everyone feels doubt. Everyone. The difference between the ones who stay stuck and the ones who grow is not that one group has less doubt. It's that one group acts anyway. You can have doubt and still move forward. You can question yourself and still make progress. The key is building the habit of action, not just once in a while, not just when you feel inspired, but every single day. That's how you push through doubt, by refusing to give it control over your decisions. Doubt will whisper to you that you're not ready. It will try to convince you that someone else is more qualified, more talented, more deserving. It will bring up every failure from your past and ask, what makes you think this time will be any different? And if you listen to that voice for too long, you will stop moving. You'll overthink. You'll replay scenarios in your mind. You'll wait for certainty, and in the process, you'll miss real chances to grow. You don't overcome doubt by thinking about it. You don't conquer it by arguing with it in your mind. The only way through it is by doing the very thing it's trying to stop you from doing. Action is the answer, and not massive, perfect, overwhelming action, just daily, forward movement. Even the smallest step counts, because small steps build trust with yourself. They show you that you're serious, they give you proof that you are capable, and the more you act, the quieter that doubt becomes. The goal isn't to become fearless, the goal is to become consistent, because consistency beats fear every time. If you wake up every day and do something, anything, that moves you toward your dream, your confidence grows, your belief in yourself gets stronger. You stop waiting for external validation and start creating your own momentum. It's not about being perfect, it's about refusing to stop. There are days when doubt feels louder than usual, days when everything seems uncertain, days when your energy is low and nothing feels like it's working. On those days, you have two choices. You can shut down and let the feeling take over, or you can do something small that proves to yourself that you're still in control. Maybe it's writing for 10 minutes. Maybe it's making a call you've been avoiding. Maybe it's simply showing up to your workout, even if you don't feel like it. What matters is that you act, not perfectly, not impressively, just honestly, just consistently. The mistake many people make is believing that doubt is a sign to stop. But in reality, Doubt is often a signal that you're on the edge of something meaningful. Doubt shows up when you're stretching, when you're growing, when you're doing something that matters to you. That's why it feels uncomfortable. Because you're leaving behind who you were and stepping into who you're becoming. And that process is never easy. But it's always worth it. You need to build routines that support daily action. Not routines based on motivation, but on commitment. Motivation comes and goes. But commitment, that's something you build by doing what you said you would do, even when you don't feel like it. You wake up, you check in with your vision, and you do the work. You don't need to feel ready. You don't need to feel ready. You don't need to have all the answers, you just need to move. And once you start moving, clarity comes, strength comes, focus comes. Your brain learns by doing. The more you take action in the presence of doubt, the more you rewire your mind to believe that progress is possible. You stop seeing doubt as something to fear, and start seeing it as something to challenge. And each time you act in spite of it, you create a new reference point in your mind. You say to yourself, I was scared, and I still showed up. I wasn't sure, but I kept going. I doubted myself, and I still made progress. That's how self-trust is built, not by eliminating doubt, but by choosing action anyway. There's a quiet power in being the kind of person who acts no matter what. That kind of discipline builds a strong foundation inside you. You become dependable to yourself. You stop needing perfect conditions. You stop needing everyone to understand. You stop needing to feel amazing before you begin. You show up anyway, and that quiet, steady showing up, it changes everything. You won't see the results right away. Some days will feel like nothing is happening. Some actions will feel pointless, but they're not. They are part of a larger pattern you're building. They are proof that you are becoming someone who follows through. And over time, those small daily actions compound into massive transformation. You become stronger, clearer, more confident, not because the doubt disappeared, but because you kept going anyway. Every person who has achieved anything great has had to face doubt. They had to deal with rejection, criticism, fear and failure. They didn't get special instructions or magic confidence. They just kept showing up. They acted when it was hard. They pushed through resistance. They stayed in motion. And that's what made the difference. Don't wait for your feelings to give you permission. Don't wait for the perfect plan. Don't wait for all your doubts to go away. None of that will happen unless you start moving. Take one step today, just one, then take another tomorrow. Let action become your default response. Let effort become your rhythm. And let progress become the thing you commit to, no matter how you feel. You are not weak for having doubt. You are human. But you become powerful when you choose to act anyway. You become unstoppable when you turn your doubt into fuel. You become unshakable when you stop waiting for confidence and start building it. One day at a time, one step at a time, always forward. This is your path now, not because it's easy, but because it's real, because it's the only way to live a life you're proud of. You're not here to stay comfortable. You're here to grow, to fight for the future you believe in, to earn your dream with daily action. That's how change happens. That's how self-respect grows. That's how you build the life no one else can give you. So when doubt shows up, and it will, don't shrink, don't stall, don't stop. Take a breath, take a step, keep moving, because action is the answer, every single time. Chapter 3. Create daily habits that match the life you want. Most people dream of a better life, but very few are willing to structure their days around that dream. They want success, freedom, peace, health, love, and confidence, but they keep repeating the same habits that built the very life they're trying to escape. You can't wish your way into a better future. You have to build it, and the only way to build it is by creating daily habits that align with the life you want, not the life you currently have. You have to stop making choices that keep you in survival mode and start choosing actions that prepare you for the life you say you're working toward. This means becoming intentional. It means taking ownership of how you spend your time. If your dream life includes health, then your habits must reflect movement, nourishment, and rest. If your dream life includes financial freedom, then your habits must include budgeting, learning, investing, and focus. If your dream life includes strong relationships, then your habits must involve presence, communication, and effort. It's not about what you want someday, it's about what you do every day. Your life will always reflect your repeated choices. Change your habits, and your entire world begins to shift. This doesn't mean everything needs to change overnight. It means you begin by replacing thoughtless patterns with intentional routines. You stop letting your day be shaped by distraction. You stop reacting to everything and start building your time around what matters most. You create a schedule that honors your values, not your weaknesses, and you design a life that feels like a true reflection of your potential, not your past. Start small, but be consistent. If your mornings are chaotic, create a short ritual that centers you. If your evenings drain your energy, introduce habits that restore you. Don't wait for perfect conditions. Don't wait to feel motivated. Build discipline through action. Decide what kind of person you want to be, then act like them in small line each day. The person who wakes up early, prioritizes their health, finishes their goals, and stays focused, that version of you is built, not born. And it's built one decision at a time. Most people underestimate the power of their daily routine. They think change is about big moves, dramatic decisions, or sudden breakthroughs. But real transformation happens slowly, through the quiet repetition of purposeful habits. It's choosing to read instead of scroll. It's preparing your meals instead of eating whatever's easy. It's reviewing your goals instead of watching another show. These are not glamorous changes, but they are powerful. They train your mind to prioritize the future over the impulse of the moment. They teach you to act from vision, not emotion. And over time, they make you unstoppable. It's not just what you do, it's what you stop doing. You must remove habits that drain your energy and pull you off course. If you always begin your day in stress, or surround yourself with people who distract you, or keep filling your time with things that don't matter, your progress will stall. You must clear space for what supports you. Eliminate the noise. Get honest about what's holding you back, even if it's comfortable. Comfort does not equal growth. And if you want change, you must become someone who values progress over familiarity. There will be resistance. Your mind will try to pull you back to the old way of doing things. That's normal, but you are not your patterns. You are the creator of your patterns. You can design your habits. You can decide how you start your morning, how you respond to challenges, how you end your day. You are not powerless. Every time you make a conscious choice, you regain control. Every time you follow through on a new habit, you become stronger. Clarity is essential. You have to know what life you're trying to build. Don't just say you want more. More what? More peace, more discipline, more time. Be specific. Write it down. Describe it in detail. Then look at your current habits and ask, do they support this vision? If not, it's time to upgrade them. Don't feel guilty. Don't beat yourself up. Just choose again. Replace autopilot with intention. Replace excuses with action. Accountability helps. Share your new habits with someone you trust. Track your progress. Set reminders. Remove temptation. Prepare in advance. Make your success easy to follow through on. The more systems you build around your habits, the easier it becomes to sustain them. You're not aiming for perfection. You're aiming for alignment. Each day is a chance to bring your actions closer to your values. You'll begin to notice a shift. As your habits improve, your mindset will follow. You'll feel more capable. You'll trust yourself more. You'll stop relying on external validation, because your life will start to reflect the person you're becoming. You won't have to convince anyone. You'll be living it. You'll begin to attract people who respect your discipline, your boundaries, your clarity. Your environment will shift to match your energy. That's the hidden power of habits. They don't just change what you do, they change who you are. But this is only possible when you decide that your future is worth the effort. No one can build this for you. No one will follow you around and make sure you're doing the right things. This is your responsibility. And that's the beauty of it, because when it's your responsibility, that means it's also within your power. You can shape your life. You can become who you want to be. It begins by making your habits match your dream. Don't wait until you feel ready. Start now. Choose one habit today that reflects the life you want. Maybe it's writing in a journal. Maybe it's stretching for 10 minutes. Maybe it's making a list the night before. Maybe it's reading something that grows your thinking. Pick one thing and do it. Then do it again tomorrow, and again the next day. This is how momentum starts. One decision at a time. As your habits grow, your confidence will grow too, because each habit is a reminder that you're serious about your life, that you're not waiting for someone to rescue you, that you're not pretending anymore. You're building something. You're showing up. You're doing the work. And that consistency becomes your power. You stop chasing motivation. You become motivated because you're proud of how you live. This is how dreams are built. Not by dreaming more, but by doing more. Not by talking about it, but by creating a lifestyle that supports it. You can want something all day long, but until your habits reflect that desire, nothing will change. Your habits are the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. So start walking that bridge every single day, with purpose, with focus, with heart, because no one else can do it for you. This is your dream, and now you're finally building it. Chapter 4. Take full ownership of your choices and direction now. Your life is your responsibility. Not someday, not when things calm down, not when the timing feels better. Right now, every choice you make shapes your direction. Every decision, every excuse, every delay, every action, every inaction, they all add up. If you don't take full ownership of where you are and where you're going, you will keep repeating cycles that do not serve you. There is no one else to blame. Not your past, not your parents, not your circumstances. Yes, those things influence you, but they don't control your future unless you let them. It's easier to point at the world and say they held me back. It's easier to say I never had the support or I didn't get the right chance. But none of those stories move you forward. None of those stories build your strength. At some point you must decide that your story is not going to be about what held you back, but about what you did in spite of it. You have to stop waiting for life to be fair and start deciding how you're going to live with what you've got. Taking ownership doesn't mean blaming yourself for everything. It means accepting that your next step is always your choice. It means taking the steering wheel instead of riding in the back seat. It means recognizing that even if you didn't create the mess, you are the one who must clean it up, because it's your life, and no one is coming to do it for you. There is nothing more empowering than realizing you are in charge. You don't need permission to start over. You don't need approval to set boundaries. You don't need anyone else to understand your journey. You just need to make a decision. You can change jobs. You can end relationships that hurt you. You can develop new habits. You can stop hiding. You can start building. You can take full control of what happens next. But not if you keep waiting for someone else to fix it. You are not stuck, unless you believe you are. There are always options, always paths forward, always something you can do, even if it's small. But the moment you tell yourself, this is just the way things are, you stop growing. And once you stop growing, you start settling. That's how people end up living lives they don't love, by slowly giving up their power, one excuse at a time. So ask yourself, honestly, are you blaming others for where you are? Are you using the past as a reason not to try? Are you waiting for someone to save you? Because if you are, you're giving away your future, and no dream can survive that. You have to take it back. You have to own your time, own your energy, own your standards, own your goals. This is how you build a future that reflects your real potential, not your past limits. When you take ownership, you stop needing perfect circumstances. You start finding solutions instead of waiting for someone to hand them to you. You stop being controlled by fear or failure. You stop letting emotions decide your actions. You become clear, focused, deliberate, and in that clarity, you begin to rise. You begin to do what others won't. You begin to lead your life instead of watching it pass by. Ownership is about decisions. It's about standing by what you choose and accepting what comes from it. It's about saying, I'm not where I want to be yet, but I'm responsible for getting there. That mindset gives you power. It makes you unstoppable, because nothing outside of you can stop what you've committed to changing within. The world is full of people who complain about what they didn't get. Don't be one of them. Be the one who says, I didn't have it easy, but I built it anyway. Be the one who says, I fell but I got back up. I got rejected, but I kept moving. I was afraid but I didn't stop. That's who people respect. That's who becomes a leader. That's who changes their life. You don't need anyone else's timeline. You don't need a perfect plan. What you need is a real commitment to take ownership, even when it's hard. Especially when it's hard. That's when it matters most, because that's when you're tested. That's when most people quit. But if you stay honest, if you stay responsible, if you keep saying, this is my life and I'm showing up for it, you will grow in ways most people never will. There is nothing soft about ownership. It's not just journaling or thinking positive. It's action. It's facing things you've avoided. It's admitting when you've made poor choices and deciding to make better ones. It's not waiting until you feel good to do what's right. It's becoming someone who shows up anyway, who puts in the work, who leads with integrity, who sets a standard and sticks to it. You are not here to live at half capacity. You are not here to follow everyone else's script. You are here to write your own. And that starts the moment you stop saying someday and start saying now. Every time you take responsibility for a result in your life, you take one step closer to freedom. It doesn't mean the road is easy. It just means you're no longer pretending someone else is driving. Look at your current habits. Look at how you spend your time. Look at who you surround yourself with. Look at the goals you keep putting off. Then ask yourself, is this leading me to the life I want? If the answer is no, that's not a reason to panic. That's your invitation to step up. Change doesn't come when things feel comfortable. Change comes when you get tired of your own excuses and finally decide you're done waiting. No more blaming traffic for your lateness. No more blaming your parents for your mindset. No more blaming your boss for your unhappiness. No more blaming time for your lack of growth. Take it back. Take back your decisions. Take back your values. Take back your days. If something in your life isn't working, make a new choice. If something is hurting your progress, remove it. If something is pulling you off your path, cut it off. That is the power of ownership. You don't wait for a better life. You build it right here, with what you've got. starting now. You may not control everything, but you control how you respond, you control how you think, you control how you move forward. And when you start exercising that control with intention and discipline, you become a different person, not because the world changed, but because you did. You became someone who no longer gives away their power. You became someone who takes full ownership of their choices and their direction. And once you've made that shift, there is nothing you can't overcome. There is nothing you can't become. This is your moment. Own it fully. Chapter 5. Stand strong when others do not believe in you. When no one sees what you see, when no one claps for you, when no one encourages you to keep going, you must learn how to believe in yourself louder than the doubts around you. There will be people who misunderstand you. There will be people who question your vision, your decisions, and your direction. Some will laugh, some will walk away. Some will try to talk sense into you, because your dream makes them uncomfortable, and some won't say anything at all. They'll just disappear the moment you need them. That silence can be heavy. That doubt can hurt, but none of it has the power to define what you're capable of, unless you let it. You were not born to convince the world to understand your path. You were born to walk it with strength, even if no one joins you. There is something powerful about learning to stand alone. It teaches you resilience. It teaches you how to move forward without needing permission. It teaches you to find your validation within, not in applause. You grow differently when you stop chasing approval and start choosing courage. And the truth is, many people won't believe in you until they see results. But results don't come without effort, and effort doesn't come without belief. So you must become the one who believes first. Belief is not about pretending everything is easy. It's about refusing to quit when things get hard. It's about remembering why you started when the journey feels long. It's about committing to your future even when your present is filled with doubts. You are going to face rejection. You are going to hear no. You are going to be underestimated. And you are going to have moments where you question if it's worth it. In those moments, your strength is built, not when things are going your way, but when they aren't, and you keep going anyway. When others don't believe in you, don't shrink to fit their comfort. Don't water yourself down to make your dream easier for them to accept. You're not here to fit their version of realistic. You're here to become the version of yourself that knows no limit. Some people will try to limit you because they couldn't overcome their own fears, but you are not them. You have something inside of you that wants more. That vision, that hunger, it's not random. It's your responsibility. You were given that dream for a reason, and it's not up for debate. You do not need a crowd to be committed. You do not need an audience to grow. Most of the progress you'll make will happen in silence, behind closed doors, with no spotlight. Just you and your discipline. Just you and your daily choices. And that's where confidence is born. Not from praise, but from consistency. Not from other people's validation, but from your own persistence. Stop looking for reassurance. Start building resilience. Stop explaining your dream to people who haven't done the work to understand themselves. Their disbelief is not your burden. Their doubts are not your truth. If you believe in something deeply, protect it. Nurture it. Stand up for it, even if it's just you in the beginning. Especially if it's just you. Because one day, those same people who didn't see your vision will ask how you did it, and you'll be able to say, I kept going when nobody believed I could. Your growth does not require their belief. Your discipline does not require their support. Your worth is not measured by how many people clap when you speak. True strength comes from showing up when there's no reward, from standing tall when the room is quiet, from trusting yourself when others only offer doubt. The most powerful breakthroughs happen when you're willing to fight for what matters to you without needing someone else to cheer you on. It's okay to feel the sting of disbelief. It's okay to be hurt when people don't support you. That's human, but don't let that hurt become your home. Don't let it stop you. Let it fuel you. Let it remind you what it means to believe in something so strongly that you'd rather keep going alone than quit with the crowd. You have that fire in you. You have that ability to rise without being carried. Every time someone says you can't, it's a chance to prove you can. Not for revenge, not to prove them wrong, but to prove to yourself that you're stronger than doubt, that your belief in yourself is bigger than anyone's opinion, that you are not controlled by outside voices, you are guided by your own vision. You get to choose whose words carry weight. Make sure your own voice is the loudest one. When others do not believe in you, it's not a sign to quit. It's a sign to dig deeper. You are not here to meet small expectations. You are here to grow beyond them. You are here to become someone whose strength does not depend on praise. You are here to live fully, even when it's lonely. And sometimes the loneliest moments lead to the greatest clarity, because when you're no longer trying to impress anyone, you finally get to meet yourself. Let their silence sharpen your focus. Let their doubt push you forward. Let their disbelief remind you that your dream is worth fighting for, not because they understand it, but because you do. You understand the cost of staying where you are. You understand the price of giving up. You understand that regret will always feel heavier than effort, and that is why you choose to stand strong. This journey is not for everyone. Not everyone will understand what it means to rise without support, but you will. You'll know what it's like to stand on ground you built yourself, to walk through fear without a hand to hold, to show up daily without applause. And one day you'll look back and realize that every step you took alone made you unshakable. You are not weak for wanting support, but you are powerful for learning how to move without it. You are not broken because they didn't believe in you. You are strong because you believed anyway. You are becoming the kind of person who does not fold under pressure, who does not give up because of other people's fears, who keeps showing up no matter what. So if today feels hard, keep going. If no one claps, keep building. If no one sees your effort, see it yourself. This path isn't always easy, but it is always worth it, because at the end of the day, the only belief that matters most is the belief you have in yourself. Stand strong. Stand committed. Stand like someone who knows exactly who they are becoming, even when others don't believe in you. Believe in yourself harder. That's where real greatness begins. Chapter 6. Build real confidence by doing what feels uncomfortable. Confidence doesn't come from thinking positive thoughts or waiting for the perfect moment. It comes from choosing to act when everything inside you wants to play it safe. It grows the moment you decide to face something you would normally avoid. The real version of confidence is not about pretending to be fearless. It's about acknowledging the fear and moving forward anyway. You don't need to feel ready. You need to take the first step. Every time you step into something uncomfortable, whether it's a hard conversation, a new skill, or a challenge that stretches you, you become someone stronger than you were the day before. You will not grow if you only do what feels easy. Comfort keeps you stuck. Comfort tells you to stay quiet, stay small, stay the same, but the life you want is not found in the safe zone. It's waiting for you on the other side of your hesitation. The most confident people in the world didn't start out feeling sure of themselves. They earned that certainty by walking into situations that tested them. They fell. They got rejected. They felt awkward and out of place, but they kept showing up. That's how confidence is built, through experience, not theory. There's something powerful about doing something that scares you and realizing you survived it. Maybe your voice shook. Maybe your hands trembled. Maybe you felt like you didn't belong, but you stayed in it. You pushed through the tension, and because of that you expanded who you are. The next time you do it, you'll feel a little less fear, not because the challenge is smaller, but because you are stronger. That's what growth looks like. You're not waiting to feel bold. You're becoming bold through repetition. Think about the things you avoid, those small moments that make your heart race. Maybe it's speaking up in a group. Maybe it's asking for help. Maybe it's trying something new when you know you'll mess up. Those are your practice grounds. Each one is a chance to train your courage. You don't need to go from shy to fearless overnight. You just need to take one brave action at a time. Courage builds like a muscle, and the more you use it, the more you trust yourself. And the more you trust yourself, the less you rely on outside approval to feel okay. Most people stay stuck not because they lack talent, but because they avoid discomfort. They wait to feel confident before they act. But confidence doesn't come first. Action does. You don't become confident by preparing forever. You become confident by showing up and figuring it out in real time. You don't become brave by thinking about the worst that could happen. You become brave by deciding that growth matters more than your fear. Your fear may never completely go away, but it doesn't have to. It just has to stop controlling you. Start putting yourself in situations that require effort. Take on challenges that stretch your current abilities. Say yes to opportunities that feel slightly above your level. You don't have to crush it on the first try. You just have to learn. Confidence is not about being perfect. It's about being willing to be imperfect in public. It's about being okay with mistakes. Because you know mistakes are part of mastery. Everyone who's great at something once felt lost in the beginning. What separates them is that they didn't let discomfort decide their limits. When you start leaning into the things that make you nervous, something shifts inside you. You begin to realize that fear is not a wall, it's a doorway. On the other side of that door is the version of you that takes charge, the one who doesn't shrink, the one who doesn't doubt every move, the one who walks into rooms with their head high, not because they know everything, but because they know they can handle anything. That kind of confidence doesn't come from wishing. It comes from doing. Every day, challenge yourself to do one thing that feels unfamiliar or scary. Stick up even if your voice shakes. Try the thing even if you might fail. Ask for feedback even if you're afraid of what you'll hear. Say no when you want to say yes, just to please others. Say yes when you want to say no, just to stay comfortable. These moments, though small, build the foundation of inner strength. With every uncomfortable choice, you are reprogramming your mind. You're teaching it that fear is not a stop sign. It's a signal that something meaningful is in front of you. Confidence doesn't mean you never doubt yourself. It means you don't let doubt stop you. It means you keep choosing progress over comfort. It means you're willing to fall in public, to get back up in public, and to keep going without applause. The reward isn't just that you get better at what you do. The deeper reward is that you start believing in who you are, not because someone told you you're good enough, but because you proved it to yourself through action. If you want to feel different, you have to act different. There's no way around it. You can read books, you can listen to podcasts, you can plan and prepare. But until you move into discomfort, you stay where you are. Confidence comes from proof. And proof comes from effort. So give yourself the chance to earn it. Don't rob yourself of growth by trying to look good. Let yourself be a beginner. Let yourself stumble. Let yourself improve through exposure, not avoidance. The more you stretch your limits, the more you realize they weren't limits at all. They were fears that lost power the moment you faced them. This is how confidence is built, in quiet acts of courage that no one else may see. But you see them, and they change you. They turn hesitation into conviction. They turn nervousness into presence. They turn fear into fuel. You don't need to change who you are to become confident. You just need to train yourself to act in spite of fear. Over time, your actions will shape your self-image, and that image will no longer be of someone who avoids life, but someone who meets it head-on. Confidence isn't gifted, it's earned. And you earn it every single time you choose to lean into discomfort instead of away from it. So stop waiting to feel ready. Stop waiting to feel brave. Show up now. Take the risk now. Do the uncomfortable thing now, because every time you do, you are building the version of yourself you've always wanted to be. And no one can take that from you. Chapter 7. Protect your dream by removing toxic voices around you. Not everyone around you wants to see you win. Some people may smile in your face while quietly hoping you stay small. Others may not even realize that their words carry weight, but their doubt, negativity, and constant criticism plant seeds that weaken your spirit over time. Your dream, no matter how big or small, is fragile in the beginning. It needs protection. It needs care, and most importantly, it needs distance from voices that pull it apart instead of helping it grow. Protecting your dream doesn't mean isolating yourself from the world. It means choosing your environment like your future depends on it, because it does. Every time you allow someone with a toxic mindset to influence your thinking, you give away a piece of your belief. They may not say it directly, but their tone, their sarcasm, their constant questioning can slowly make you second-guess your path. You begin to hesitate. You begin to wonder if you're aiming too high. You begin to lower your vision so that it fits their comfort zone. But your dream was not meant to survive in a place that drains your energy. It was meant to thrive in a space that feeds your courage. You must get clear about one thing. Not every voice deserves a place in your life. Not every opinion is useful. Not every relationship is healthy. Sometimes the people you've known the longest are the ones who hold you back the most. They've built a version of you in their mind, and when you start to outgrow that version, it threatens their sense of comfort. So they try to keep you where you are, not because they hate you, but because your growth challenges their stillness. You don't owe anyone your potential. You owe it to yourself to protect what matters. It's not about cutting people off in anger. It's about setting boundaries with intention. It's about recognizing who supports your progress and who only drains your focus. Pay attention to how you feel after spending time with certain people. Do you feel inspired, or do you feel small? Do you feel seen, or do you feel dismissed? Do you feel more certain or more confused? Those emotions are signals. They tell you everything you need to know about who deserves a front row seat in your journey. Removing toxic voices is not a dramatic act. It's a daily choice. It's the decision to stop sharing your ideas with people who don't believe in growth. It's the decision to walk away from gossip, from judgment, from energy that weighs you down. It's the decision to be around people who want to build, not break. People who remind you of what's possible, not of what could go wrong. People who see your fire and want to see it burn brighter, not blow it out because it makes them uncomfortable. Your environment shapes your mindset more than you realize. You may have big goals, but if you're surrounded by small thinkers, you will eventually shrink to match them. That's not weakness. That's human nature. We adapt to our surroundings, so make your surroundings work for you. Create a space where ambition is normal, where dreaming big is encouraged, where taking risks is respected. If you can't find that space, build it. Even if it means standing alone for a while, even if it means losing people who were part of your past, but not your future. Protecting your dream requires honesty. You have to be honest about who is helping you grow and who is keeping you stuck. You have to stop making excuses for people who continuously disrespect your progress. You have to stop downplaying your goals to make others feel comfortable. Your dream doesn't need approval to be valid. It needs your full commitment. And part of that commitment is removing anything that threatens your belief. Some voices are not just toxic, they're persistent. They show up as fear disguised as logic. They come from people who gave up on themselves and now pass that limitation on to you. Be careful not to inherit someone else's defeat. Just because they didn't make it doesn't mean you won't. Just because they failed doesn't mean you will. Their experience is not your truth. Their fear is not your future. Don't carry their weight on your shoulders. Let it go. Walk your own path, even if no one claps at the beginning. You also need to look inward. Sometimes the most toxic voice is the one in your own head, the inner critic that repeats everything negative you've ever heard. That voice needs to be challenged. It needs to be interrupted. It needs to be replaced with something stronger, not fake positivity, but real belief. The kind of belief that's built on effort and experience. You silence that voice not by arguing with it, but by proving it wrong with your actions. Every step you take, every goal you hit, every fear you face makes that voice smaller and your confidence louder. Surround yourself with people who remind you of who you're becoming. People who don't just hype you up, but hold you accountable. People who are walking their own path with courage and will encourage you to do the same. These people may be hard to find, but once you do, everything changes. The right circle will fuel you. It will challenge you. It will raise your standards. And it will make protecting your dream feel less like a battle and more like a mission. Remember, you are not being selfish by protecting your dream. You are being responsible. You are taking ownership of your future. And if that means walking away from people who mock your vision, who talk behind your back, or who constantly plant seeds of doubt, then so be it. Your peace is more important than their presence. Your growth is more important than their comfort. Your dream is more important than their approval. You don't have time to carry everyone with you. Some people will only walk with you if you stay where they want you. Let them stay. You move forward. Build your world. Live your values. Show what's possible when someone chooses courage over comfort and clarity over confusion. The right people will find you on the way. And when they do, you'll recognize them by the way they speak life into your purpose. Not by the volume of their voice, but by the strength of their support. This is your dream. This is your fight, and no one will protect it the way you can. Be ruthless about your peace. Be unapologetic about your vision. And be fearless in clearing out whatever threatens either one. Because the more space you make, the more your dream can grow. And when it grows, it changes everything. Chapter 8. Train your mind to focus on long-term success. Most people want quick results. They chase speed. They want instant rewards for minimal effort. But that's not how real success works. Success that lasts is built over time. It's not exciting at first. It's often slow. It's quiet. It's repetitive. And most importantly, it requires a strong mind, trained to focus beyond the short term. Your brain has been conditioned by the world around you to seek pleasure fast and avoid discomfort. That's why it's so easy to quit when things get tough. That's why you find yourself distracted, jumping from one thing to the next. But the truth is, nothing meaningful comes from that mindset. If you want a life you're proud of, you have to train your mind to think in years, not days. To value process over results. To stay with what matters, even when nothing exciting is happening. Focus is a skill. Long-term thinking is a discipline. You're not born with it. You build it by challenging your old patterns. You have to constantly remind yourself that success is not one big moment. It's the sum of small actions done consistently over time. You won't always feel motivated, you won't always feel clear, but you will always have a choice. Will you keep showing up, or will you keep restarting? One choice moves you closer to your dream. The other keeps you stuck in a cycle. You get to decide which one you feed. Training your mind for long-term success begins with becoming comfortable with the fact that results will take time. Most of the growth you want won't show for months, maybe years, but while you wait for external proof, you keep strengthening your internal drive. You work without applause. You build when no one is watching. That's what separates those who rise from those who settle. Your ability to stay focused when the payoff is far away is what builds your inner power. Anyone can stay committed when things are going well, but when nothing is changing, that's when your mental strength is tested. One of the best ways to shift your thinking toward the long term is to stop comparing your journey to others. Most of what you see online is a highlight reel. It's polished. It's curated. It hides the pain, the effort, and the years behind the scenes. You may think someone got there fast, but what you didn't see were the sacrifices, the setbacks, the nights of doubt. Don't let the illusion of speed make you abandon your pace. What you're building matters, and it needs time to form properly. Trust your rhythm. Trust your grind. Focus less on catching up and more on staying consistent. Distractions are the enemy of long-term success. Every time you let your attention drift, you weaken your momentum, you break your flow, and the more often that happens, the harder it is to stay in alignment with your goals. You need to become disciplined about what gets your energy. Your focus is currency. If you spend it on things that don't move you forward, you'll stay broke in the areas that matter most. Set time aside daily to focus on your mission. Even if it's just 1 hour, use that time to build something real. Don't wait for motivation. Create structure. Give your mind fewer options. Simplicity leads to progress. Another part of training your mind for long-term thinking is learning how to handle failure. Failure is not the end. It's data. It teaches you where to adjust, not where to quit. People who succeed long-term are not the ones who never fall. They're the ones who see falling as part of the climb. They learn. They grow, they evolve. You have to build that same mindset. When something doesn't work, study it, reflect, adjust, then keep going. That's how resilience is built, not through perfection, but through persistence. You also need to be clear on your values. If you don't know what matters to you, you'll chase what matters to everyone else, and that will always pull you off course. Ask yourself often, what do I really want? Why does it matter to me? What kind of life am I building? When your vision is anchored in values, it's easier to stay focused. You don't need external motivation. You're driven from within. Your goals become an extension of who you are, not just something you chase to impress others. One powerful tool to keep your mind focused is to create a vision you review every single day. It doesn't have to be fancy. It can be a few sentences written down, or a mental picture you revisit in silence. But it must be clear. Vague dreams don't survive pressure. Specific ones do. When you see your future clearly, your present behavior begins to change. You stop wasting time, you stop drifting, you start choosing actions that align with who you want to become. Cutting out instant gratification is another important step. Every time you pick short-term pleasure over long-term gain, you delay your growth. That doesn't mean you can't enjoy life. It means you understand the cost of always giving in. Success requires sacrifice. It requires saying no to things that feel good now but hurt you later. Learn to delay the reward. Learn to enjoy the process more than the prize, because once you start living this way, you become unstoppable. You become someone who doesn't just wish for success, but works for it. You'll notice that once you train your mind this way, your emotions stop controlling you. You don't chase highs, you don't crash during lows, you stay steady, grounded, clear. This is the mindset of real growth. It doesn't rely on luck. It doesn't depend on the approval of others. It's built on commitment, and it shows in how you live every single day. People will see your life and think you made it overnight, but you'll know it came from years of focus, sacrifice, and discipline. That's the reward of long-term thinking. You build something that lasts, something no one can take from you, something you earned. So decide today, will you keep starting over every time life gets hard, or will you build the mental muscle to stay with your dream until it's real? Will you keep chasing quick wins, or will you trust the slow path that leads to real change? Train your mind like your future depends on it, because it does. Your energy, your time, your discipline, these are your tools. Use them wisely. Long-term success isn't for the lucky, it's for the focused. Be one of the few. Stay on the path. Make every day count. And don't stop until your reality looks like the future you trained for. Chapter 9. Prove your worth by outworking every excuse you have. Every day your mind will create reasons to stop or slow down. It will tell you that you are too tired to keep going. It will whisper that today is different and you deserve a break. It will suggest that the task is too hard or that the goal is too far away. These excuses come naturally because your brain is wired to seek comfort and avoid pain. If you listen to these excuses, they will keep you stuck forever. The only way to move forward is to outwork every excuse that your mind throws at you. You have to become stronger than your own reasons to quit. You have to develop a mindset that refuses to accept limits other than the ones you set yourself. Outworking your excuses means making a commitment that no obstacle will stop you from taking action. It means understanding that motivation fluctuates, but discipline carries you through. You don't wait for the perfect moment or the right mood. You push yourself even when you don't feel like it. When your body is tired, you find a way to rest without quitting. When your emotions are low, you remind yourself why you started. You accept that progress comes from doing what needs to be done, not from how you feel. This is what separates those who dream from those who achieve. Each excuse you overcome adds to your mental strength. It trains your willpower. It teaches you that discomfort is temporary, but giving up lasts forever. The more you prove to yourself that you can push past resistance, the easier it becomes to keep going. The habit of outworking excuses becomes automatic. You stop seeing obstacles as reasons to fail. You start seeing them as chances to grow stronger. This shift in perspective changes your entire life. It makes your dreams more than just wishes. They become goals you are actively creating. To outwork your excuses, you need to build a plan that breaks your goals into manageable parts. Big goals often feel overwhelming and cause excuses to multiply. You may think the task is too big or that you need to be perfect before starting. To fight this, divide your work into small, clear steps. Each day you take one step forward no matter what. The progress may seem slow at times, but every step pushes you closer. And with each step taken, excuses lose power because you prove action beats hesitation. A small victory every day builds unstoppable momentum. Another key is to eliminate distractions that feed excuses. When you allow interruptions, scrolling through social media, or unnecessary tasks to fill your time, you weaken your focus. Distractions give your mind room to wander into justifications for not working. Control your environment so it supports your efforts. Create a workspace that encourages concentration. Set specific times to work and rest. Turn off notifications. The less you invite distractions, the fewer excuses you'll have. You become fully present with your goal and more capable of pushing through challenges. It also helps to track your work honestly. Keep a journal or log of what you accomplish daily. When you see your progress written down, you build confidence and motivation. You learn which excuses tried to stop you and how you overcame them. You notice patterns that reveal when and why excuses come up. This awareness allows you to prepare better and be proactive. Knowing yourself is key to outworking your excuses because you recognize your weak moments and develop strategies for them before they appear. Self-compassion is important in this process too. Outworking excuses is not about punishing yourself for slipping up or being hard on your weaknesses. It's about understanding that setbacks are part of growth. When you catch yourself making excuses, don't get angry or frustrated. Instead, ask why the excuse came up. What is your mind trying to protect you from? How can you address that fear or discomfort without quitting? Being kind to yourself helps maintain your commitment. It turns the fight into a steady journey rather than a battle you want to escape. You must also remember why your dream matters. Excuses become loud when you lose sight of your purpose. When the going gets tough, reconnect with the reason you started. Remind yourself how your dream will change your life and the lives of those you care about. Visualize the feeling of success and how different your future will be. This emotional connection fuels your persistence. It gives you strength to keep working when excuses try to win. Purpose becomes your anchor during difficult moments. Accountability can be a powerful tool to outwork excuses. Share your goals with someone who will support you and check in regularly. When you know someone else is watching your progress, it's harder to give in to laziness or distraction. Accountability partners encourage you to stay honest and consistent. They celebrate your wins and help you get back on track after setbacks. This support system makes the fight against excuses less lonely and more manageable. Finally, embrace the discomfort of growth. Excuses thrive on comfort zones. If you want to succeed, you must be willing to feel uncomfortable. Whether it's working longer hours, learning new skills, or facing rejection, discomfort is part of the process. Outworking excuses means saying yes to this discomfort instead of avoiding it. It means growing tougher and more capable with every challenge. The more you practice this, the more your confidence increases because you know you can handle whatever comes your way. When you consistently outwork your excuses, you prove to yourself that you are worth the effort. You show that your dreams are not just fantasies, but priorities. You build a character that values hard work, discipline, and perseverance. This character becomes unstoppable. You become someone who no longer waits for permission or the right conditions to move forward. You take control of your life and create your own destiny. That is the true power of outworking every excuse you have. No matter what excuses appear today or tomorrow, remind yourself that they don't define you. Your actions do. Every time you choose work over rest when rest means giving up, you strengthen your future. Every time you refuse distraction and focus on your goal, you rewrite your story. You become proof that the fight for your dream is worth every struggle. So push harder than your mind tells you. Outwork every excuse and watch your dream become your reality. Chapter 10. Wake up early and move one step closer today. Waking up early is more than just adjusting your schedule. It's about taking control of your day before distractions and demands begin. When you rise early, you claim time that others often lose to hesitation or delay. This extra time is an opportunity to set your priorities, focus on your goals, and make meaningful progress. It's a deliberate choice to start the day with intention instead of reaction. The habit of waking early transforms your mindset by telling your brain that you are serious about your dreams. Beginning your day ahead of the crowd creates momentum. When the world is still quiet, your mind is clear and your energy is fresh. This is the perfect moment to act on what matters most. Whether it's working on your dream project, exercising, or planning your day, starting early gives you a head start that compounds throughout the day. The small steps you take in this early window build upon each other. This momentum is crucial because success does not come from giant leaps, but from consistent progress. Getting up early requires discipline and a strong reason. Without a clear purpose, the comfort of bed will always win. You must connect your early rising habit to something deeply meaningful. Remind yourself why your dream demands this sacrifice. What will waking early allow you to achieve? How will it bring you closer to the life you want? When your reason is strong, your motivation becomes unstoppable. This clarity fuels your commitment to start each day productively, no matter how tempting the snooze button feels. The first step to waking up early is preparing the night before. Your success depends on how well you set yourself up for rest and focus. Create a nighttime routine that signals your body it's time to wind down. Avoid screens that emit blue light, which disrupts sleep patterns. Instead, read, meditate, or journal to calm your mind. Set a consistent bedtime that allows enough hours for quality sleep. Without proper rest, waking early becomes a battle. Taking care of your body is an essential foundation for this habit. When your alarm rings, resist the urge to delay. The moment you hit snooze, your mind shifts into resistance mode. Instead, train yourself to get up immediately. Place your alarm clock or phone across the room to force physical movement. This small action breaks the grip of inertia. Once you are out of bed, you can use your momentum to carry you forward. Each time you win this battle, you build mental toughness. This strength spills over into other areas of your life where persistence is needed. Use your early hours to focus on one clear goal or task. Avoid jumping straight into emails or social media. These distractions drain your energy and scatter your focus. Instead, start with something meaningful that directly advances your dream. It could be writing, studying, exercising, or planning your day. The key is to make this time intentional and productive. This practice not only moves you closer to your goals, but also reinforces your identity as a person who takes action early and consistently. Visualizing your day the night before can also enhance the power of waking early. Picture the tasks you want to complete and the progress you want to make. This mental rehearsal prepares your brain for success and increases your likelihood of following through. When you wake up, your mind is already primed for productivity. Visualization turns vague intentions into clear expectations. It creates a roadmap that guides your actions, step by step. This clarity reduces decision fatigue and keeps you focused on what truly matters. Managing your energy throughout the day is just as important as waking early. The goal is not to burn out by noon, but to maintain steady progress. Incorporate breaks and healthy habits like hydration, movement, and nutritious food to keep your mind sharp. A balanced approach to energy ensures you can sustain effort and avoid burnout. When you respect your body and mind, your productivity and resilience improve. This balance strengthens your ability to keep taking steps forward consistently. Accountability can strengthen your commitment to waking early. Share your goal with a friend or mentor who will check in on your progress. Knowing someone else is aware of your efforts adds a layer of responsibility. It pushes you to honor your commitment even on difficult days. You can also join communities of people who practice early rising and share tips and encouragement. Being part of a supportive group makes the habit easier to maintain. It reminds you that you are not alone in your journey toward success. Celebrate your wins, no matter how small. Each morning you wake up early and take a step toward your dream is a victory. Recognize the effort it took to rise and act. This positive reinforcement motivates you to keep going. It creates a feedback loop of success that grows stronger over time. When you honor your progress, you build confidence and a sense of achievement. This emotional boost fuels your passion for your dream and your commitment to the daily grind. Overcoming obstacles to waking early is inevitable. Some days you will feel exhausted, discouraged, or distracted. You might face unexpected challenges that disrupt your routine. When this happens, don't give up. Instead, adjust your approach and keep moving forward. Remember that progress is not about perfection, but persistence. Even if you start later than planned, take whatever step you can. Consistency matters more than timing. The key is to keep showing up and pushing yourself closer to your goals. Your morning sets the tone for the rest of your day. Starting with purpose and action increases your productivity and focus. It helps you avoid procrastination and distraction. Waking early allows you to control your time rather than letting time control you. This control builds your confidence and reduces stress because you know you are making progress. The discipline you develop each morning strengthens your overall ability to fight for your dream. It creates a foundation for lasting success. Remember that waking early is not a one-time achievement, but a lifelong habit. It requires ongoing effort and commitment. Your life will change as you consistently choose to move one step closer to your dream each morning. This habit connects daily action with long-term vision. It transforms ordinary days into a powerful journey toward your best self. When you rise early and act, you send a message to yourself and the world that your dream matters. You become a living example of dedication and resilience. Starting your day early with purpose makes every moment count. Time is the most valuable resource you have. Once spent, it can never be recovered. Choosing to wake up early is choosing to invest your time wisely. It gives you space to work on yourself and your dreams without distraction. This intentional use of time accelerates your growth and success. You gain more than just hours. You gain clarity, focus, and momentum that ripple through your entire life. Your dream deserves your best effort every single day. Waking early is a simple but powerful way to honor that commitment. It creates a structure where progress becomes inevitable. Each morning is a fresh chance to push past limits and prove your strength. The habit teaches you that success is built on discipline, not luck. It reminds you that the fight for your dream is personal and requires daily action. By waking early and moving one step closer today, you take charge of your future. The journey will test your resolve, but also reward your persistence. Some mornings will be easier than others. Some days will challenge your patience and willpower. The difference lies in your ability to keep going, despite difficulty. Waking up early and moving forward every day makes you unstoppable. You become someone who acts with purpose and refuses to settle. This mindset changes your entire life story. It turns your dream from something distant into your daily reality. So take control now. Set your alarm, prepare your night, visualize your success. When morning comes, rise with determination and take your step. Celebrate that step and repeat. This consistent action creates a powerful rhythm that propels you forward. It builds habits that shape your character and future. Waking early and moving one step closer today is your choice to fight for your dream, because nobody else will.